The lawsuit against Jay-Z has been voluntarily dismissed by the plaintiff in this case, and we got to talk about this. Tony Busby, the lawyer for the plaintiff, the Jane Doe plaintiff, has dismissed every count against every plaintiff voluntarily. This is a voluntary dismissal with prejudice. Now, I want to talk about what I think happened, what that means, and also Jay-Z's response. So this is Jay-Z's response. Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800-lawyer, Shade, gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe. That's important to me, and I'll tell you why in a second. And when they quickly realize the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. All right, so let's talk about what this actually means. A voluntary dismissal means that the plaintiff, on their own accord, dismissed the case. They withdrew the lawsuit. Why would a plaintiff do that? I do it all the time when we settle cases, right? So sometimes a plaintiff will agree to dismiss a case when they settle and they reach a dollar amount. I do not believe that that's what happened in this case, because normally there is some sort of release and some kind of agreement about keeping at least some of the terms of the settlement, or maybe even the fact that there was a settlement, secret. That would not be included in the voluntary dismissal, but the fact that Jay-Z released this statement the same day and with such vigor in defending himself lets me know that this was not a settlement. Here's the other thing. I do not see this as a case where Jay-Z and his power and his money and influence caused this dismissal. I don't think this part was a power issue. And the reason I feel that way is because even though they tried really, really hard, the court kept this alleged victim's identity private. She was able to continue as a Jane Doe, even though Jay-Z worked and his lawyers worked tirelessly to prevent that from happening. So I don't even see this as a situation where this was a power or that sort of issue where the victim was bullied into dismissing. I don't see it that way because we still don't know who she is. Not only that, I don't think it was a money issue either, because a lot of these, and I would be like astonished if we found out that this wasn't also a case where it's contingency based, right? These cases are not where victims have to pay their lawyers up front, so she ran out of money and couldn't pursue it. I don't see it as that either. I believe that Tony Busby and or this plaintiff, for one reason or another, be it fear of the pressure of eventually having to reveal her identity maybe, or a realization that they couldn't prove it or that it never happened, they dismissed this case voluntarily. Now, what's also interesting is that they dismissed it voluntarily with prejudice. The only time I have ever dismissed a case voluntarily with prejudice is if there was a settlement. So while I don't think there was a settlement, I find it like astonishing that this was dismissed with prejudice. And I don't know. Like, as I'm sitting here saying this out loud, was there a settlement? And was a part of that settlement that Jay-Z gets to maintain his innocence and defend himself in the public eye? I really don't know, y'all. I really don't know. This is really, really interesting. My gut and my instinct is telling me that it wasn't a settlement, especially with the way that Jay-Z, but you never know. Like, it might not be. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think? Do y'all think there was a potential settlement? Or do you think that this woman just decided that she was not moving forward because either she was afraid or because this never happened? What do y'all think happened?